go for a little drive. Another beautiful day here. Back on the road once again. So, what is new? So much new things happening. Hard to keep up with everything. And I just figured I'd turn on camera here for my Friday drive. Still working on the Kennedy and Trump book. It's coming out very well. And I believe what I'm going to do is actually release my early days of COVID book. That one should be fun. Always fun. So much is happening. And hopefully get some new shows, some new Kennedy and Trump shows up pretty soon. But I have been off of Facebook now for a little while. Just taking a break. I deactivated my account. Did not delete it. I just deactivated it for a little while. And just life is life. So I'm trying to stay up to date with what is happening in this world. This is an election year. 2024 is going to be a pretty crazy, pretty wild year, I think. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to see how everything goes as we get closer to the nominations. It looks like it will be a three-way race between President Donald J. Trump, independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and someone named Joe Biden. That's what it looks like, and who knows. But Kennedy is going to have a big challenge of getting on the ballot in all 50 states. He doesn't need to get on the ballot in all 50 states to win, but it would be nice to see him in all 50 states. That's going to take some time. It's going to take some effort. It's going to take a lot of work. Not impossible, but I think if anybody can do it, Kennedy can. He is definitely the good alternative. I believe the best alternative to Joe Biden, for sure. And if people don't like Trump, it's a pretty good alternative there too. Hey Ellie, how are you, my friend? Just riding around, got some chores to do, and I figured I'd turn the camera on. Why not? So that's what I've been focusing, just seeing everything that is happening in this world, this crazy world, and just getting crazier. And just some of the backward stuff that I see. The hate for the Jewish people, I think, has always kind of been there since the Bible. It's getting worse. And what you see in the college campuses and students who are, afraid to go on campus, things like that. I mean, the college campuses have been crazy. Anyways, I'm hoping this is going to wake up a lot of people to the college system and all of that, and how ridiculous some of it is. And I hear lots of billionaires taking out their money. They're not going to donate to these colleges anymore. And we're going to see a lot of lines drawn here. The craziest thing to me is that the people in Israel get attacked, innocent people, and they're the bad guys. And this is we're supposed to be okay with it. Babies getting their heads chopped off, being beheaded, killed, worse. And somehow, because of what has been happening to the Palestinian people, somehow this is supposed to justify it. And this is craziness. This is completely crazy. These are not Palestinians. These are terrorists. These terrorists that are going after innocent people. It's not like they're going after the Israeli military or military targets or anything. They're cowards going after innocent people. That's wrong. And that's a big deal. And it's just crazy to see how some people are siding with the quote-unquote Palestinians. All this does to me is show me there are no Palestinians. It's all just a big farce here. One big farce. And in the end, you know, we're all God's people. We're all created by God. So to choose these sides, but I mean, this whole thing is just nuts to me. How somehow a bunch of innocent people get killed, and the Israelis and the Jews are the bad guys. Someone's got to explain that to me. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, Palestine, they've been going through this for years. It's been on both sides there too. The Palestinian, the people who live in the Gaza, in Palestine, if you want to call it that, have been oppressed by these same terrorists for a very, very long time. And all that's happening now is you're seeing those terrorists using the innocent Palestinian people to create, you know, to make hatred against the innocent people in Israel, right? Whether they're Jewish people that live there. I mean, Israel today is a very different place. And the timing of all of this, every time there's going to be a peace settlement between Israel and the Palestinians to live together side by side, which they're already doing, something like this happens, another terrorist attack happens. And isn't it crazy how we're like, you know, Donald Trump gets out and we're right back to the same NWO business, the same game plan, the same template that has been going on for years. And the template did get disrupted when Donald Trump was in there. At least that's my view on it. Let me see. How can I pull up this chat? Oh, the chat's always there. There we go. Ellie says it's all evil and no normal average citizen of U.S. corporation has zero idea what the truth is. What a mess. It is a mess. Complete mess. Totally agree with you on that. It's so crazy. Such a backwards world, you know. So, I don't know. That is just, I don't understand. I mean, I do, but it's hard to wrap my head around all these things that are happening now. And then we'll see what happens in 2024. But just to see the hatred, you know, the veil coming off of some of these people, and just like the Jews can do no good, doesn't matter for some people. They're blinded by their hatred towards the Israelis, the Jews, the Palestinians, you know. And yeah, it's been written, Greg. It's amazing. Yeah, I know. And all these things will come to pass. And I don't know. People are saying it's, you know, more signs of the end days. And these are signs, definitely signs for the end days. I have a bias for that because where I used to work, I worked for Harold Camping. We thought the world was going to end on May 21st, 2011, I believe. And so I always cringe with the end date, the end time stuff. But it's in the Bible. There will be signs. There will be end times. There will be these signs that we can pay attention to, things that we will know. So I don't know. It's this war is probably going to go on for a long time, and this is just another proxy war, really. But it's what they want. And who are the ones that will benefit from this? Who's going to make the money? I mean, war needs to be the very last option, and even then, it's never a good option. Nobody really wins in war. It's the good people. I'm talking about the good people. They don't really win. Even the bad people think that they win, and maybe temporarily, maybe they do, but those scars will still be on them. Follow the money. That's right. The military contractors are they're gonna make a lot of money. Maybe as things were kind of winding down, the money wasn't flowing in with the Ukraine-Russia thing, so they had to get this next proxy war. What's going to be the next proxy war? Where does it go from here? And our leadership has a big role to play in this. And Trump was able to stop a lot of this stuff. At least put it on pause. Put their game on pause, you know. So, what's that say? World War III, yeah. They win treasures here on earth, can't take it with. That's right. That's right. And what does God tell us? What does Jesus tell us? You want treasures in heaven, not on earth. All this is temporary. And you're right, you can't take it with you. And so it's sad. It's sad to see what is happening. And I think Kennedy said it the other day, just, you know, or maybe it was Kirk Cameron I was listening to. It's like there's only one race. It is the human race. That's it. You know. If Trump has Tucker as his vice president, he'll win. He might, and that might be a good thing. I can't imagine Tucker Carlson getting involved in politics. He seems way too smart to fall for that. But maybe, I don't know. I am curious to see who Trump's vice president will be. That will be interesting to see. So, and they keep saying Biden is not going to make it. He's not going to make it to the 2024 presidential election. I don't know. Seems like he might make it. The voter fraud is going to have to be very, very big in order for Trump to lose. That's the way I see it. I don't see how Trump can lose this one. And you know, I like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. It wouldn't bother me if he was the next president of this great country. That wouldn't bother me at all. But we're gonna have to we're gonna have to look and see what happens and make sure that we have the most fairest possible election that we could possibly have. That's the main thing. And that's why I think, you know, the more that good people vote, the more that the evil people have to create election interference or whatever you want to call it. Because they don't want good people voting. They don't want you voting. There's a reason why. And if we don't vote, and if it's just the bad guys that vote, guess who is going to win in the voting process? It's not going to be the good guys. And even if the good guys vote and the good gals, we may still lose. But it's one thing that we can do, and it just takes, hopefully it just takes an hour of your day, hopefully, if not more. So I say civil disobedience and non-compliance is the only way out of this. Yeah, but then we're not participating. We're not participating, and so the people that want us to be civilly disobedient are the same ones that don't want us voting, that don't want us a part of this process, so that they can run it. They don't mind if we complain about it, but and they don't mind, you know, the resistance, the civil disobedience. They've been pushing that. That's what they want. They don't want you to vote. They don't want you to be involved in your local area, your local politics, what is going on, to vote for these local people. I think that's why we have a lot of bad people that get in, because they're all voting. Bad people vote. If none of us get the real ID, that would cause change. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, those are things we have to vote on. We have to push our congressmen, our congress people for. And if we're not involved in that process, then who are our elected representatives going to listen to? Why would they listen to us if we're not going to be involved in that process? They're only going to listen to their voters, to the people that will vote for them, or that may potentially vote for them, I should say. So that's my view on it. if we're not going to be involved, and I've heard this for years, and I don't think it's the right way. I think it's a little harsh when they say, well, if you don't vote, then you have no right to complain. I don't believe that. But we need to understand that if we don't vote, if we don't get involved, these things are going to keep happening, and they're going to get worse, because these evil people are recruiting other evil people, and they're training our children to vote with them, to vote along the lines that they want us to vote, or to simply not vote. So that's, and we can look at 2020. It brought out the best and the worst, right? I mean, Trump got the most votes ever for a sitting president, ever. And they're going to tell us that he's still lost. I don't know. But I understand why people don't vote. I get it. I get it. But I also think that's what they want. That's part of the plan. Because, like they said, it's not about who votes. It's about who controls the votes. So, do we want them to control all the votes by the same people, from the same people, for the same people? Or are we going to do something different here? I think one day it's going to be a radical thing to vote. the way this country is going, voting is going to be a radical thing, a radical procedure, I suppose. I love you, Greg. At least I love you, Greg, but you already know how I feel. We are a failed constitutional republic and too far gone for reform. I pray I'm wrong. Yeah, I pray you're wrong too. Because if you're right, then, we're all doomed. This country is doomed. And, I'm not ready to give up on this country yet. It'll only be a constitutional republic if you can keep it, right? And so we need people to stand up for it. And voting is a big part of that. It is a big part of that. So you don't have a constitutional republic if you don't have people voting in it, right? Then you just have what we all believe is already there, a dictatorship, pretty much masked as a constitutional republic. But there's always going to be the resistance to that. And I do believe the voting process is a big, big deal. And again, I don't believe that they would attack it if they, if they knew that it's a big threat. Voting is a big threat. That's why they do all these weird things for the voting process. And so the voter ID, I'm actually in favor. I'm in favor of that. And because the fraud is so bad, because all of this is so bad, because they're flooding our country with people who should not be here, people who do not come here in a legal way, people who come here to change the country from a constitutional republic, and we're seeing it, and we're going to see it with young people. It's always the young people that they go after, right? The Obama youth, the Hitler youth, right? The Stalin youth, all that. It's always, and they get tricked. And these people that are really children, whether they be in college now, you can still look at them and talk to them. You can see they're still children. They still act like children. They behave like children. They talk like children. And that is one of the biggest attacks on our country, I think, right now, is going after our children. Yeah, they aren't sending their best. That's right. They're sending the worst. They're sending the people that they don't want to deal with, or they're sending people to come in here to take over this country. And those are going to be the people that will vote. And so it goes back to it. If only the bad people are voting, who's getting into office? And the people that get into office are the ones that dictate our lives, that control what we can and can't do. They control the laws that get passed and the laws that don't get passed. And I don't believe that that's what we want. We need good people, and there are good people that run, that lose, that vote, that fail. I just voted the other day. Everything that I voted for lost. So, but we'll try and try again. I think the only time I've ever won was 2016. That's really been it. 2016, I voted for Trump, and Trump won, and that was it. Aside from that, I can't remember the last person, or the last thing that I voted for that actually won. And if you're in California, it's definitely a failed state. It's a failed state, and it's I don't want to say the Democrats control it, because it's not about the Democrats. It's not about the two-party system. It's just these evil people. And I think what Trump was really good at was really exposing the two-party system, and he had to be involved in it. He had to get involved in it to do all of this damage to them, and he did a lot of damage. I think that's why they go after him. That's why they'll continue to go after him, to try to put the first president to be put in jail is what they want. And the precedent that sets is going to be really, really bad. Even if Trump doesn't go to jail, I don't think he's going to, but even if he did, it's not going to end there. It's not just going to end there. We're going to have a lot more of this. Look at what the Republicans are doing to Joe Biden now. They're talking about impeachment. Same thing. Is it retaliation for what they did to Trump? Some may say yes. I would say no. I would say no, because a lot of the Republicans don't like Trump either. He's not one of them. He's not one of their guys, as far as I see it. He's something different. RFK Jr. does that too. He's good at it. They're both good at it. And that's why they talk very similar, even though, when you dig down into with everybody on everything. And so it's, should I criticize RFK Jr. because he believes in climate change and I don't? And that's why we have to listen to these people on our own, because what the media is telling us about RFK Jr. and about Trump is very different than what I see when I hear them, when I see what they do. It is so different than what the media is trying to tell people. And I believe that they're trying to trick a lot of people to say, well, Kennedy wants the reparations, and so that's it. He's going to force reparations. Kennedy is very clear on the difference between his views on things and the role of a president. Whereas he is, I guess he would be anti-gun, you could say, but he's not going to legislate to take away people's guns, and he's made that very clear. He does believe in climate change and global warming, so I think that would be the big thing. What is he going to do to combat that? He is big on the vaccine testings. He wants the vaccines to actually be tested, and he wants, to dive deeper into that and see what is causing a lot of our chronic health problems. So, I don't know, everybody has to kind of weigh that, but it's very refreshing to hear some of what he says as a lifelong Democrat, as a real Democrat, which is what Kennedy is. And it's very refreshing to hear Trump say the things that he says as someone who is part of the Republican Party, and how the two parties have flipped. The Democrat Party used to be the party of freedom, the party of anti-war, and it just completely flipped on its head. The neocons I always thought were just Republicans, and they're not. They're not about any parties. They're not about colors. It's just the color of green, color money. They're not about any of that. So definitely appreciate you, Ellie. Thank you for sharing your thoughts too. And you're right, it may cause a civil war. Yeah. Impeachment and hospitalization for Biden. They could both be coming. Who knows? I mean, who knows? I mean, how they impeached Trump 3 times, I think it was. 2, or at least 2. I know 2. So, and Didn't go anywhere. They knew it wasn't going to go anywhere. The same thing will happen with Biden. The House can impeach Biden. It's not going to go anywhere. The Senate isn't, the Senate isn't going to do it. So is it a good use of our time? I don't know. Depending on how serious it is. But you can tell that they are protecting Biden in ways that they haven't protected Trump. And that's my view on it anyways. That's what I see. Um, I believe in climate change, just not the way MSM explained it. Yeah, there could be some truth to the climate change. I mean, the digital age, the radiation, all this stuff that we're eating, breathing, can't be good, you know. Just the radiation in the air, the 5G towers, all of that stuff. Yeah, let's collaborate, Ellie. I'm definitely down for that. I always love your chat room. I still think you have the greatest chat room. And so yeah, I definitely love to talk more about this, my friend. God bless you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in here. And until next time, have a great weekend, everybody. And I'm going to get back to my chores and then get back to my Kennedy and Trump book. Hopefully, I'll have that out here within another year. We'll see how it goes. But then I'm also going to, like I said, we're going to release my short book on the early days of COVID-19, and kind of like a memoir, but really, going over some of those things that happened in the early days, how the script changed. Remember when they first said we weren't supposed to wear masks, then all of a sudden put on two. So be careful. I got to be careful on this channel here with what I say. So, but God bless you all, and we will definitely be in touch.